What's going on, YouTube? Ferocity here. Hope you guys are doing well. As we reach the Season 5 mark for Modern Warfare 2, I think it's time to go back and reflect on some of the missteps from Modern Warfare 2, and oh boy, there have been some. And honestly, I wish I could sit here and say that the last 8 months have been some of the best Call of Duty has ever had, but unfortunately, because of mismanagement along the way from both Activision and Infinity Ward, we sit here with one of the most disappointing Call of Duties ever. And I think it could have been easily fixed by fixing a few major problems early on and addressing them and saying, you know what, guys, we get it. We screwed up. We shouldn't have done these things, and we fixed it. Look how much better the game is right out the gate. And it would have just done so much to build goodwill with the community. It would have done so much to enhance the community experience. But unfortunately, Activision stuck to their guns. Infinity Ward stuck to their guns and decided that, hey, we're going to move forward down this path and we don't want to change course. And it really alienated a lot of players. And there's a lot of decisions that we could point to. We could point to the perk system that has never made sense since day one. We could point to the fact that there's no red dots on the minimap when players shoot, unless, of course, you have a silencer and there's a UAV up. We could point to the bad spawn system. We could point to the bad map design. We could point to a dozen things, like the fact that dead silence still wasn't a perk. We could point to the fact that the game lacked content and launch. And the list goes on and on and on. We could even talk about the UI if we wanted to. That's been one of my pet peeves from the beginning, because it feels as if the UI is some weird streaming service and not a video game main menu. How do you screw something up that has literally been perfected for years? But I think a lot of the community could understand that, hey, you wanted to try something different with the perk system. Oh, you wanted to try to see how the minimap would work. Oh, you felt as if dead silence being a perk wasn't realistic enough, even though you have wolves and cats in the game now. Oh, you know, the map design was something different with the doors. Okay, I can excuse a lot of that. Even the UI, to an extent, I can excuse. But what I cannot excuse, and what makes no sense to me from day one, is the fact that this game never had map voting in it. With how bad some of the maps are in this game, maps like Border Crossing, for instance, the fact that I was forced to play that with no way out other than to quit the game is absolutely abhorrent. It is unacceptable, especially considering the fact that they figured out this issue. They solved this issue back in Black Ops 1 in 2010. You cannot tell me that your technology has reverted that much in 13 years. You cannot tell me that your code does not know how to figure out how to integrate map voting into your game. It is being hailed as one of the biggest revolutions for Modern Warfare 3. Look at that! They added in a new feature, map voting. It feels like the rinse and repeat EA Sports games, where they take out features for a couple years and then put them back in and say they're brand new features, as if to fool everybody. And that's kind of the way it feels in Modern Warfare 3. It's like, hey, we know we didn't have it in Modern Warfare 2, but how about it in Modern Warfare 3? And it's just been something that's missed the mark from day one. It's been something that would have seriously increased the quality of life in their game. It would have made their game more enjoyable to play, because you can play more of the maps that you like. Even back in Modern Warfare 2, which was the last game that had the vote to skip veto system, you could at least veto the map you were going to play. But in Modern Warfare 2, it's just like, here you go, play this map. You're forced to play this map. You have to play this map. Nothing that you say can change that fact. And it just decreases your willingness to play, because you know you're going to get stuck on maps you don't want to play. And the fact that there is no pregame lobby, basically, considering the fact that lobbies disband, even though they were going to quote-unquote fix that, you're stuck by just being forced to play this lottery ticket every single time instead of having any player choice. And it's a big problem in games when you remove the ability for players to choose. That ability to have player choice was one of the things that really attracted people to Call of Duty, because they could customize their classes, they could customize their calling card, they could customize how their player looked as time went on, they could customize how their weapon looked. Customization is huge. Player choice is important. And what Call of Duty did with Modern Warfare 2 is they removed an aspect of player choice and never implemented it again. You cannot tell me that it would have been that difficult to implement map voting into Modern Warfare 2. You cannot sit there and tell me that games like Black Ops 1 that were made in 2010, actually scratch that, were probably beginning to develop in 2008, maybe early 2009, had map voting, and a game that was released in 2022 does not have it. You simply cannot make me believe that. And the funny thing is, with Black Ops 1, if you remember, they even fine-tuned the map voting so you couldn't endlessly vote for Nuketown like they used to do back in the day. They put in a 2-map limit. That was something they did. But yet, for whatever reason, Modern Warfare 2, with 3,000 developers, couldn't figure out how to put a map voting system in. It makes absolutely zero sense. I've talked about it in my missing features video, but it is just the biggest miss from Infinity Ward with Modern Warfare 2. I'm not saying the game would have been an amazing game, but what I am saying is it just would have improved quality of life enough. It would have just been one of those quality of life changes that would have enhanced everybody's experience. Not just 1 or 2 players, not just the niche of hardcore players. Everybody across the board. They'd be able to play their favorite maps more often, they'd be able to enjoy more games, and they'd have more willingness to go and play. But this system of just saying, hey, slot machine, you might get a lobby with this map, or you could get a lobby with this map, but you have zero say in it, is just kind of BS. Now, a thing that can solve this as well is if they just bring back lobbies like they had back in the older Call of Duties, which is one of the most enjoyable parts about playing older Call of Duty games, but I'm going to talk about that in a future video. So I'll leave it with you guys here. What do you guys think of all this? Do you think that Call of Duty was right to move away from the map voting system, or do you think it would have enhanced Modern Warfare 2's playability if there was map voting? Just let me know with a comment down below. And as always, guys, I appreciate all of the support on the channel. So if you liked the video, please hit that like button. If you want to see more videos from me, please hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time.